I remember the look in their eyes, the way my family's laughter echoed in my ears as they called my dream ridiculous, impossible, embarrassing. They told me I was wasting my life, that I'd never amount to anything, that I was a joke. I was just a kid, standing there, desperate to believe I could turn this dream into something real. But their words cut deeper than any blade, and for years, I let their doubts drown my own voice. I was supposed to be the black sheep, the one chasing some ridiculous notion of becoming a painter or a game developer or starting a business nobody understood. They mocked the very idea that I could build a future from my passion. My parents told me to get a real job. My siblings rolled their eyes when I talked about my projects. I was the family's disappointment, the laughingstock behind closed doors. And so I left, haunted but determined. I poured everything into proving them wrong. I worked nights, coding, painting, building. I faced rejection after rejection, failure after failure. There were moments I wanted to give up, to crawl back into the shadows they'd cast me in. But I remembered their words, how they'd laughed at my dreams, and I refused to let that be my story. Every setback became fuel. Every no became a reason to push harder. Years passed. The late nights turned into days, the failures into lessons. I fought through doubt, through exhaustion, through moments I thought I'd never make it. Until one day, I finally broke through. My game, my art, my business, whatever it was, began to gain recognition. I had created something real, something that mattered. And more than that, I had proved that I was capable of more than their ridicule. Then came the call, the invitation to return home, to show them what I'd built. I arrived with a quiet confidence, a quiet fury simmering beneath the surface. The house hadn't changed much, but I had. I was no longer the kid they mocked, no longer the failure they dismissed. I was a creator, a survivor, a winner. The moment I stepped inside, I saw their faces, eyes wide, mouths slightly parted, as if they couldn't believe what they saw. I carried with me a portfolio, a laptop, a collection of my work that had finally made waves. I placed it on the table, my hands steady despite the pounding of my heart. "Look at this," I said, voice firm. "This is what your doubts nearly killed. This is what I fought for." They stared, silent, as I showed them the awards, the reviews, the countless nights I spent perfecting my craft. My story a testament to resilience, to refusing to be defined by their contempt. Then my father looked away, eyes moist. My mother's hand trembled as she reached out, but I didn't need her approval anymore. I looked at them and saw the ghosts of their judgments, how they tried to drown my fire with skepticism, how they tried to bury my dreams beneath their shame. I stepped closer, my voice low but unwavering. "You told me I'd fail, that I was embarrassing the family. But I proved that failure is just a stepping stone, that the only thing you should be ashamed of is not having the courage to believe in yourself." I turned and walked out, leaving them in stunned silence. I didn't need their validation anymore, because I had become everything they said I couldn't be. I had turned their laughter into applause, their doubts into my victory. And in that quiet moment, standing outside under the vast sky, I knew I had finally returned home, not just in body, but in spirit. I had reclaimed my story, rewritten my destiny, and shown everyone what true resilience looks like. They can mock, they can doubt, but I am the proof that dreams, no matter how foolish they seem, can come true, and no one can take that from me.